Positive and negative numbers. So positive and negative numbers can be confusing sometimes for people, and I just want to go over it with you briefly to make sure you understand how to do it before we start hitting those heavy questions, okay? So the best way to look at positive and negative numbers is to see whether or not they have the same sign. Now, a number carries a sign in front of it. So I'm going to zoom in here so you can really pay attention to one problem at a time. Here, this 5 is carrying a negative in front of it. And here, this 6 is carrying a positive in front of it. So we can look -5, +6. And the way we do this is with negatives and positives and adding them and all that, is if the signs are the same, we subtract. Okay? And the answer will have the same sign as the biggest number. Now, what in the world does that mean? Well, don't worry. I'm going to go over it with you right now. We're going to do number 1 together, and then I want you to give number 2 a try. Okay? So here, we're going to subtract them because there's a negative and a positive. Well, what's 6 minus 5? Well, 6 minus 5 is 1. Right? Now, it says that the answer will have the same sign as the biggest number. Which is the biggest number? The 6. So the 6 has a positive, which means our answer will have a positive. Now, we don't have to actually write positive one. You don't usually do that. But we're just going to, I just put it there so you could see it. But your answer is just going to be 1. So now that I did that for you, give number 2 a try and see how you feel about it. I'm going to give you a second and then I'll go over it with you. Okay, I hope you got it. If not, don't worry. Here, let's look at the sign that has in front of it, -8 and +17. They're different signs. So, oh, I wrote here same. This should be different. The signs are different. Let's fix that there. I apologize. So if the signs are different, we subtract. The answer has the same sign as the biggest number. So here we have a negative and we have a positive, which means this rule applies. So we're going to subtract them. Well, what's 17 minus 8? 17 minus 8 is 9. We have a negative and a positive. Now, the answer will have the same sign as the biggest number. The biggest number is 17, which means our answer will be positive as well. Okay? Now, what if the signs are the same? So, this was wrong. We're talking about different signs here. But if the signs are the same, then we add them. And keep the same sign. Let's take a look. Let's move on. Here we have 12 minus 18. If there is no sign, that means it's positive. This one has a negative 18. The signs are different, which means we subtract. So 18 minus 12 is actually 6. And which is the biggest number? The 18. which has a negative, which means our answer will also be negative. All right, give number 4 a try. I'll give you a couple seconds. If you need to hit pause and go ahead and do so, and then I'll show you how to do it. So with number 4, we have positive and negative. The signs are different, which means we're going to subtract them. 14 minus 3 is 11. 14 is the bigger number, and it has a negative in front of it, which means our answer will be negative as well. Now with number 5, we see here negative 6, negative 8. Or negative 6 minus 8. What's that rule? If the signs are the same, we add them. So 6 plus 8 is 14, and we keep the same sign, so it's negative 14. Okay? Give number 6 and 7 a try. I'll give you a couple seconds to do it, and then I'll go over them with you. So this is a negative 4 and a negative 13. They are the same sign, which means I add them. So I get 17, and the sign is negative, and I keep the sign. So this is a negative 17. Here we have a negative 2 and a negative 9. I add them because they have the same sign. 2 plus 9 is 11. The sign is negative, so I'm going to keep that sign, and the answer is negative 11. Now these look a little funky. Let me tell you how to do these. When we do these, we start applying the rules of multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers, okay? Because we are imagining that there is an invisible 1 outside of this parentheses. So whenever we have a parentheses with like a positive in the outside or negative in the inside or outside or whatever it is, if we're trying to add and subtract positive and negative numbers and we have this here, we're going to pretend like there's a 1 in front of that parentheses, between the parentheses and whatever sign is in front of that parentheses. And we're going to multiply, okay? When we multiply, the rules are a little bit different. Positive times negative is negative. Negative times positive is also negative. So if the signs are different, the answer is negative. Positive times positive gives you positive, and negative times negative gives you positive. If the signs are different, we have negative. If the signs are the same, our answer will be positive, okay? So here, positive 1 times negative 4, positive times negative is negative, so this gives me negative 4. The negative 4 wins. The negative wins, I mean. Now we can go ahead and treat this like a regular problem and say, okay, negative 12 minus 4, these have the same sign, so I'm going to add them, and I'm going to keep the sign, and that gives me negative 16. Here, same thing. We're going to put that 1 in between the sign and the parentheses. We have -1 times -8. Negative times negative is positive. So this becomes 13 plus 8. And 13 plus 8 is 21. Okay? That's it for this video on positive and negative numbers. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I hope this video was helpful. Remember to follow us on Facebook and on Instagram, and remember to like and subscribe to keep getting videos on how to improve your ASVAB score. Thank you and good luck!